Hello, how are you doing? I hope that you are doing so very well. It is time for a book haul. I haven't done a book haul in a really long time. And it's not that I haven't bought books, I just didn't do one. This is gonna be all of the books I bought on Black Friday and then since then. So like Black Friday books, Christmas books, etc, etc, etc. There's a lot, so yeah, just prepare yourselves. First, I'm gonna start with my Kindle books. Amazon was having awesome Black Friday sales on Kindle books, so I bought a couple. First we have The Young World by Chris Weitz. I don't know a lot about this book, but I know it's a dystopian taking place in New York City. There's teens because a sickness has wiped out like everybody else. That's basically the extent of all I know about this book. I think it was Ginger Reads Laney that was like, this is the best. I was like, alright, gonna get this book because it's cheap and it looks good. The cover's pretty. You know I like a pretty cover. The next book that I got was Grave Mercy by Ava Lavender, something like that. I actually found out about this book from QuizUp. There were so many questions about this series on QuizUp on the young adult section. I was like, what the crap is this series? I've never heard of it in my life. Then I saw it go on sale on Black Friday and I was like, might as well just get this first book, check it out, see if it's any good. It's about a girl who is an assassin and then goes to work in a king's court as an assassin and she's 17. That's all I know, but it sounds a little bit like Throne of Glass and I'm excited to read it because obviously if there's a bunch of questions about it on QuizUp, it's gotta be good, right? The next book that I have is The Coldest Girl in Coldtown by Holly Black. This book is about a girl who's a vampire and she lives in a city of vampires and monsters. She goes to a party and wakes up and like everybody around her is dead except for her and like her ex-boyfriend and some other dude. I've heard great things about this book, especially from Catty-tastic, so I'm excited to read it. The next book that I got was Angel Fall by Susan E. This book is about angels like coming down to bring the apocalypse on the world, and then the main character girl becomes friends with one of these injured angels and it's a forbidden love kind of thing. And it just sounded interesting and a lot of people have raved about this book in BookTube, so gotta get those raved about books. The next book that I got was How to Love by Katie Contugno. This is about a girl and boy that fall in love and then the boy just kind of like disappears from her life. Then I think like 3 years later he comes back into her life. She's already dating somebody else and she's like, whoa, how do I deal with these feelings? Typical kind of romancy stuff. I mostly bought it because I'd heard of it and because the cover was pretty and it was really cheap. Look at that. Look how pretty it is. It's beautiful. And the last book I got for my Kindle was More Than This by Patrick Ness. I literally know nothing about this book. I've heard it's better to go in knowing absolutely nothing. I know that it's crazy and I know that it's good and a lot of people have read it and loved it, so yes, excited. The next couple books that I got from Book Outlet because they were having a big Black Friday sale, so went a little cray. The first book that I got was Broken Hearts, Fences, and Other Things to Mend by Katie Finn, aka Morgan Matson. I know that this is a romance of some kind. I don't really know a lot about it like all my other books I bought, but Morgan Matson is from now on going to be like an auto buy all of her books that she ever releases for me because she is one of my favorite authors. So I'm excited to read this. It's also got a pretty cover with some nice typography on it. The next book that I bought was Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell. This is about two people in the 1980s and they meet on the bus to school and they get to know each other better through interactions, through music, through different stuff. Then, you know, things happen. I borrowed this book from Jessie when I like first started BookTube and I loved it so much but I didn't own a copy. Now I have it. The next book that I bought was In the Light of What We Know by Zia Hader-Rahman, I think. This is another book that I don't know anything about. I'm doing so well on explaining what these books are about, guys, so well. I believe in you. You have Google and you can look up the blurbs for yourself if you really want to know more about it. A lot of the books I buy are just recommendations from friends without me really like researching what they're about. This was beautiful. Look at the spine. Look at it. Whenever we were talking about the Book Outlet sale in a group chat, Reagan mentioned this was in her cart and I was like, looks good. Gonna go ahead and buy it. Just gonna go for it. Just gonna go all in. Go check it out if this cover looks interesting to you. Feeling so hard right now. The next book that I got was Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion. I've seen the Warm Bodies movie. This is actually the movie cover. Movie covers are sometimes terrible. this one is not that bad. It's about a zombie who's kind of like conscious of what's happening. And in this, when zombies eat people's brains, they see memories. He comes upon a group of humans and he eats this girl's boyfriend's memories, and then he's like, yo, I really like this girl. So he ends up saving her, then they become friends. I enjoyed the movie a lot, so excited to read it and see if it is as good as the movie is. The next book that I got was Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. All of my friends have been telling me to read this book for months. I know it's a fantasy book, and I know it's Brandon Sanderson, who is awesome. Beyond that, I don't really know a lot, but I love fantasy books and I trust my friends' recommendations, so I'm just really excited to jump right in. The next book that I got was John Dies at the End by David Wong, another book that I don't know anything about. Reagan and Liz were talking about it and it sounded really interesting, and I know it's a movie as well, and I've like seen a little bit of stuff about it here and there. So I was like, why not pick up the book? Might as well, it's cheap. It's a really just like quirky, interesting, weird novel, so I'll see if I like it or not. Boom, yeah, cool. Huh. The next book that I got was This Song Will Save Your Life by Leela Sales. This is another one I've seen on Book Outlet for like weeks and months, and I've just been like, this cover is beautiful, what is this book about? I really like it. And then it was really cheap on Black Friday, so I was like, gonna go for it, here we go. It is about a girl who aims to become cool in her school, and then it just does not work out at all. Then she goes to a dance club and discovers DJing, and she's like, whoa, this is the best. And then she becomes like famous for being a DJ. I like music, I like books, and this cover is also pretty. The next two books I got from Barnes & Noble. I went to Barnes & Noble on Black Friday. Hey, might as well just stop in. Just stop in, see what kind of signed books they had. Then I bought two. So, you know, that's how life works. The first book that I bought was Eleanor Park by Rowell. It's a special edition. You may be saying, Maureen, you literally just showed us Eleanor Park from Book Outlet on Black Friday. I know, but it's signed and it's the special edition. I'm so ashamed, but I'm also not ashamed. I really like this book, and also just look at this fan art that's in here. Like, it's so pretty, and it's signed right there. Whatever, I have two copies of Eleanor Park that I bought within hours of each other. More power to me. The next book that I bought was The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. Another book that I don't really know that much about, but my friend Max at Well Done Books has been raving about this book, and he bought it, and I was like, sure, I'll buy it, cool. But it's also just beautiful, and it's also just signed. The next couple books that I have are all Christmas presents that I got from people, so we'll just group all of those together. The first book that I have is The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. I'm in a Voxer group chat called The Heist Crew with some of my booktube friends, and we all did a Secret Santa together, and my Secret Santa was Reagan from Peru's project, so thank you, Reagan, for this. It's about a girl who is born with wings, and I think it's mostly just about her life, but it feels like it's gonna be a beautiful book. I can just tell. It just seems like very metaphorical and very whimsical and beautiful and lovely, and just so excited. From Katie at Vincent Van Stop, I got Text from Jane Eyre by Mallory Ortberg and My True Love Gave to Me by a bunch of people. If you haven't heard of My True Love Gave to Me, then you obviously haven't been around booktube at Christmas time, because it's literally on everybody's TBR. I actually was not planning on buying this, but I had said to Jessie after Katie bought this, you know, I'm probably not gonna buy it, but if I were, I want to buy the UK edition because it's so pretty. And then Katie got me the UK edition. So pretty on the front. There's pink pages, and there's a little bookmark. Obviously it's after the Christmas season, but I think I might read it because it's still wintertime, so it works. Text from Jane Eyre. I had never heard of this book until Katie gave it to me, and it's literally one of the funniest books I've ever read. It's basically fictional characters from books, novels, and it's like the characters sending text to each other. I have loved reading these. I haven't read all of the books or plays that are mentioned in this, but determined to read all of them. Please go check it out. Please, please, please. The last book that I got was Mistborn, The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. Another one that you will say, Rain, you already have that book. I know. This is a prettier edition. I wanted the UK editions, and Jesse knew that, and he said he was gonna buy it for me for Christmas, so thanks, Jesse, from Jesse the Reader. And I also realized now that I forgot to say The Final Empire the last time I mentioned the Mistborn book. I just said Mistborn. And that's the series, not the book title. I also got Outlander by Diana Gabaldon from Sasha from A Book Utopia. Whenever I went to go visit her, she gave me a Christmas present, which was so sweet and so precious. I did not expect that at all, so thank you so much, Sasha. And this is a really pretty edition. It's like little pocket thighs. It's a little precious. I just got lipstick on it. Good. Outlander. Also, while I was with Sasha, we went to Half Price Books, and I got some books there, and those are Leviathan and Behemoth by Scott Westerfeld. I have read Leviathan. I read it like forever ago, and I wanted to continue on with the series, but none of the other books were out at that time. But now I have the first two, and I can buy the third one sometime soon. Basically, this is a steampunk retelling of World War II. It's like machines versus animals and organic life forms. Humans are the ones that are really like doing the fighting, but there's like machines, animals. It's really unique and interesting, and I also just love steampunk in general. So then while Katie was here visiting, I went with her and Jessie to Books A Million, and I bought Yes Please by Amy Poehler. I've been wanting to buy this, and I've been eyeing it, and I've been looking at it and just being like, yeah. And then I just finally bought it because it was 40% off. It's just like a memoir, and it's about her life and her work, and I know it's gonna be hilarious, so I'm real excited. I kind of want to get the audiobook too because it's narrated by Amy Poehler, and that would just be hilarious. The last books that I have to show you, I'm in a group chat with a couple other booktubers, and Max told me that this Jane Austen set that's normally $100 was $20 on Amazon, and I bought it for Katie for Christmas, and then I also bought it, and here it is. It's really heavy, but it's beautiful. First of all, look at this. Beautiful. Got some quotes here. More beautifulness. More quotes. Let me open this up. It's magnetic, and then it opens up to all the books. I'm just gonna take out Sense and Sensibility since it's at the top, but just look how pretty it is. Pages are yellowed. There's a bookmark right there. Look at Pride and Prejudice, guys. I know I have like 5 copies of Pride and Prejudice. I don't even care. Just look. These books are absolutely gorgeous and really high quality, and I got all of those books. There are 6 books for $20 in this beautiful box set. I'm just in awe and in shock. But it's more of an excuse for me to read all of the Jane Austen that I can. I have only read Pride and Prejudice and part of Emma, and I'm just so excited. I'm literally not even gonna try to hold all of these books because I will die. 29 books. 6 of those are ebooks, so 23 physical books. I hope that you enjoyed that. If you want to know anything more about those books, since I didn't do a very good job of explaining most of them, you can either look up the blurb or you can ask me down below, and I'll try to tell you more about them since I didn't know much. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye. It's still Christmas in my heart, and that's what matters.